Well, hello everyone. Melanie Browning here with Spotlight Interviews. Another amazing guest on tonight. This one has been in the making, trying to schedule things toward the end of the year. Was not my brightest idea. So I am very happy that tonight I have Becky Jo Harris on, and she is here. If you want to follow her, you're going to want to follow this amazing comedic actress. It's Becky Jo Harris on Instagram, and I will get her on. Let's see. Yes.
Melanie, that was the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me on.
I have seen, first of all, I was going to ask this one later, but I have to because it's right here. That just bright shirt that you have that I see so many different places. You have it very strategically placed through different profiles.
Oh, yeah.
And it just grabs the attention. Your striped sweater. Where did you get that?
Oh, my. So actually, that one I got on Amazon. It was like, I think like $7 or something. Yeah. No, Rain. Okay. So if you don't know, hi, Sean. If you don't know Rain Parvis, I tag her a lot on my headshots. So
Okay.
she kind of helped style me for that headshot session. And she's actually like, if she'll work with you on your budget. So she's like, well, here's this on Amazon. So get that. And
That's
then,
awesome.
yeah, pair it with some overalls and you're set. And I'm like,
Oh
okay.
my goodness.
It's easy.
That's really awesome. I before we get into your amazing network and where you got, I like, first of all, my impression of you through social media and from hearing other people talk, that's kind of what really got my attention, is just hearing a lot of different people mention your name, say how amazing you are to work with, and then just your name repeatedly coming up. And then of course, the attention grabber of the sweater really drew me in. But watching your reels and everything, like, you just have this really strong energy that's light and welcoming, very funny, and down to earth and like real, it kind of helps take people out of their like life and just enjoy.
Makes me so happy. Like that's, I'm like portraying it. Like, that's great. I'm so happy. Thank you, Melanie.
Yes, and it does. It comes out. That's like your personality. And kind of digging through and reading a few things, I was really surprised to find out that that's not necessarily the how you've always portrayed yourself growing up. Can you go ahead? Do you mind diving into that and kind of sharing with people? Because I was really surprised, honestly.
So growing up, I was really, really introverted. I feel like I have a touch of social anxiety where I feel like if I say something wrong, everyone won't like me, So when I was growing up, I just kind of decided, you know what, it's better, I just won't talk,
Oh,
And
wow.
so I ended up just observing people. So that really helped, I feel, later on, because now I really intently observed people, and now I can use it in my acting. And then what else? Yeah, so I was just really, really shy. I was so shy. I still have people from my like all the way up till high school. So I still have people like from my grade school or high school message me, and they're like, I just saw you on a commercial. I'm just so shocked. I'm like so happy for you. I just can't believe, like, I don't think I ever heard you say like 5 words in high school. I'm like, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Something just spurred inside of me, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna talk, and I'm gonna be myself, and I don't care. Yeah.
That's awesome. And kind of like, I read it in an article that's on your link in your bio. And in there it said that like you took this acting class in college, and that's kind of where you got, oh, maybe I can do this as a career. But I'm kind of wondering, like, was there something specifically that made you even sign up for that acting class in college?
Oh, yeah. I mean, growing up, again, so I was so quiet. So I didn't really have like a ton of friends. I had my like good friends, but I spent a lot of time watching TV and a lot of sitcoms and a lot of like, what's it called? Yeah, just a lot of sitcoms, a lot of movies. And I always just had this thing where I really wanted to like be there, like I guess just like working as like an actor in it. I just didn't understand like how you even do it. I think I remember asking my mom like like, how far is that? Like, where they are? Like, how far is LA? And she's like, oh, it's really far. Like, we're like in Arizona.
Thanks,
So,
Mom.
yeah, I was like, really far. And that was like the end of that conversation. So I was like, okay, okay. And and then I took, again, that was still like inside of me. So I would take theater classes in high school. But again, I was very shy. So I would audition, but my voice was so soft spoken. And so, I'd audition for musicals and I'd be like, trying to project, but it wasn't working. And then I get nervous. I'm like, oh my God, can I start again? And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do the set design, whatever. And so then I saw that on-camera acting class with Charles St. Clair, and I'm sure some people have probably in Arizona have taken classes with him. I'm surprising how far of a reach he has. When I mention him, people are like, oh yeah, Charles. But I took a class with him, and because it said on-camera acting, I'm like, oh, that's it. Okay, I don't need to do theater. Because in my mind, I thought you had to like do theater. Yeah. So I took that on-camera acting class, and he had a microphone set up, and he's like, you could whisper and it picks it up. I'm like, oh, that's perfect for me. That's so perfect. And he had us make our resumes, bring in headshots, which was just like a picture my mom took of me in like the local park because I had good natural lighting. And then, yeah, so we brought those in, and then he kind of like told us like with the casting websites in our area, it was so great because sometimes you just need those little tidbits of where to start, and then you're like off to the races. So that's what I did.
Yeah. And you are off to the races if you pick up on that. And that's why, like, I love that, you found that one class that really helps kind of, open your eyes to more things. And then they kind of help direct you. But it was you that took the initiative to do it, because that information is around.
Yeah.
And it's I find it in myself and other people where it's like, what do I do? Just start looking, and things will start coming out. Sometimes it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
But you have definitely been hitting. Looking at your resume, Hulu, multiple Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, the commercials have been crazy. I don't know what clicked, but yeah, the last 2 or 3 years, it's been great. And of course, there's a lot of like hits and misses like this last year. I had some good opportunities like Amazon and Hulu and ADT, but behind the scenes, I'm here like auditioning my butt off and getting in new rooms and getting put on a veil and getting like, multiple callbacks, and like the casting director's going like, oh, she's amazing. And then it's just dead silence. And I'm like, what's happening? And my agent's like, it's okay. It's okay. We're so close. It's okay. But it's still like, soul crushing. You're like, no, but it's still a win,
Yeah.
So, and you start doing bigger and bigger things, and it's gonna take some time. I don't know, but yeah. So
how do you do that? Like, as far as, getting on those bigger types of auditions and stuff like that, and working with your agent.
Yeah.
How critical is it? How well, of a communication do you have, and how much do you reach out to them and that sort of thing, and how much do you use them for that feedback, because they have been in the business and they can tell you kind of some insights.
Okay, so I definitely, I'm one of those that, like, again, I think it comes from me being so shy. Like, I don't want to disturb anyone. So I just end up kind of like leaving it. I've slowly began to build more of a relationship with like my agents, reaching out whenever I have a question and not feeling bad. But there's still like that part of me that's like, I don't need to ask them, or I don't need to do that. But I'm getting better at it, and it really is helpful, because then you realize, oh, they're like a friend, they're an agent, but they can be your like companion in like the journey, So
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I sent out my little agency cards, and it's just like, oh, thank you for being you. Yeah.
What was that like the first time that you went to actually approach an agent? Was it something that you just knew you were ready because you were listening to your instructors or people around you? Or was it, okay, I just in your head, I need an agent now, and you kind of ventured off on your own? What did that kind of look like for you, for those like that are in that, they don't have an agent yet and they're like, what do I do?
Oh gosh. Oh, yeah, I get a lot of people messaging me like asking, when, I've been submitting to agents and I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, well, I did the same thing. I like right away just like submitted to I typed in top agents in Arizona and then like submitted to them. And I didn't hear anything. I'm like, okay. So my resume is just monologues from my acting class. Like, of course they're not gonna, okay. So I started taking, what did I do? Oddly enough. So I auditioned for a short film. I got that. It was like a smaller role. And then the next thing I auditioned for was for a sketch comedy troupe. And again, I was still a little quiet, but I just knew I loved comedy. So I'm like, let's try this. And it turns out one of the troupe members that's like my friend now, he was like, I really fought for you. I was like, no, she's funny. I know she's quiet, but she's funny. We gotta have her here. So I'm like, thank you so much, Michael. If you're here, Michael, I don't know. Oh, hi.
I got a lot of people.
I haven't even been looking at the chat.
Hi.
Oh,
yeah, no, it's just so many people scrolling by. So hello, everyone. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, he fought for me to be on the troupe. And so now I have this on my resume, the sketch comedy troupe. And I really don't think if it wasn't for that troupe, it really brought me out of my shell. Every single rehearsal, like, Becky, just be louder. Reminder, just be louder. And I'm like, okay. And so I really credit them for helping me, the Cosmonauts, that's their name. It was really fun. So doing live shows. So I ended up doing theater, but more so in my kind of avenue of like comedy. But yeah, I would say, getting back to the question, if you can submit to agents, but you really need something on your resume. And also, like, why not just go out there and start like working on set? If that's really what you want to do. I mean, it's still fun, even if you're at the beginning, you might not be paid. And so, I don't know. It's okay. Everyone's there. They're not being paid, it's a student's home. Everyone's just there for the process, but you meet friends. And I've had student films where, now they're in Hollywood and they're actual producers. I'm like, holy crap, you made it.
You're like,
that's great. You don't know where these people are going.
Yeah. I love how you said that that when you were talking about, you just submitted right away to an agent, and then, okay, well, that didn't work. So right there, you're thinking, okay, that didn't work. What do I need to do? Like, you're still solution mindset. So you go back kind of to the drawing board, try something else. You start doing some more stuff. And where I kind of felt that you were going, or my preconceived kind of thing, is like, okay, build up the resume. And what I kind of heard a little bit more was that you found something that really clicked and helped you kind of grow and find a little bit more of a niche, and just grow as a performer. So I think both of those are really important points there that you helped illustrate. And like, you're just a beautiful example of that, of someone like just coming out of their shell, finding what's really working for them. And it seems like you really, really enjoy the comedy direction.
Love comedy. Yeah. I mean, I've done dramas, and I love dramas too, because you really get into the character, and I sit there with my headphones in and I'm thinking about her thoughts and like getting into the music, So I love doing those, but comedy, I just like, it just clicks with me. And I think it was those hours. I think I put at least 10,000 hours of comedy watching.
There you go.
Growing up. So I was ready.
There you go. That's so awesome. So awesome. So with those, like, to me, those are amazing, huge commercials. Obviously, you want to keep going and growing. Where do you want to go after that? And is there a goal for you that you have currently?
So I was talking with some people, and we were trying to figure out like goals. And I think my goal is, I just want to be on a sitcom, and I don't need to be like a series regular. I just want to be like, I guess that would be a series regular. Like, they're, kind of consistently, but like a smaller character. Okay, let's dream big. Okay, I want to be a series regular on like a sitcom. Yeah.
I love it.
Maybe a multi-cam. I know those aren't really popular anymore, but
I'm sure there's somewhere they
there's
are.
got to be
Someone's
some.
doing it.
Yeah.
Someone's doing it somewhere. That's awesome.
Yes.
What no, like so I can see you like thought about it, talked about it. What is there any image that kind of grabs you or feeling that you just like when you think about it, you just have that feeling? Is it
Oh,
anything
God.
specific within you?
Um, I love that. I think I kind of just, when I think of it, I have this feeling of it's just being on like that back lot. You know how you kind of picture yourself? You like to like picture yourself and you're like
Yes.
on the back lot and you're on the stage. That's where I picture myself. Yeah. And you just have that feeling and that excitement of like, ooh, we're gonna perform. Yeah, I really want to do a multicam. It would be so
That's
much
awesome.
fun. Yes.
I love that specific detail because it really is like those details really give us clues about ourselves and like where we
Yeah.
want to go. And it really helps tone in the brain to like kind of get drawn to that. So I love that specific because I've never heard anyone bring that up. That's
Yeah.
really
Well,
awesome.
Jeff, look at you. Yes. Backlot and
Yes.
trailers. Yes, the
Yes.
trailer. Growing up,
I
I didn't
love when
realize
people
there
do
were
the trailer.
trailers. I was just, I would beg my mom to take me on backlot tours. It's all I wanted. I didn't want to do
Oh
the
my goodness.
rides at
That's
Universal
awesome.
Studios. Ugh. No, I want to be on the backlot tour. So I just see little studios and I'm like, I want to be in that. And the people were walking around. They weren't in trams. They were allowed to walk around on the
Yeah.
lot.
You're
Can
like,
you
I want to be one of
imagine?
those people.
I
Yeah.
want to be them. Can I just get off the tram and do it now? Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
Little Becky.
That's so funny. Yes. Like, yeah, I'll do visualizations on a lot somewhere, and it's like you see like crew setting up, and you just like love the environment. Like, oh my goodness, they're setting up because, yeah, there's gonna be something we're gonna be doing later. And just it's so
Yeah, you see
funny.
the set and honestly, so that's why I love doing commercials because a lot of commercials are really big, productions like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
They can get crazy. They can be in a sound studio and they're like, hang stuff here and they're doing it's just crazy. And it makes me feel like, oh my God, I'm one step closer. Yeah, I'm the one that's everyone else is like, I'm gonna go get a snack and sit over there. And I'm over here going like, oh, you guys, they're setting up the next thing. Oh my God. Oh, how did they even create that? Oh my God. It's
that's
crazy. I love it.
so awesome. I can definitely feel you there. Another great thing is I love how you share on your Instagram. Like you'll share some of like similar things like this, like point of views and your from the audition to the casting, those
Yeah.
different things. That's I mean it's really helpful for people. Like I like watching it and it's like oh yeah I didn't think about that
Yeah.
or and like your use of props and stuff because like I definitely need to work on my imagination and it's just like wow that worked. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
love prop. They say like, oh, no props. But I swear, like if the prop is warranted and they see you using it and you're having fun, like they're like,
yes,
oh my God, that was great. Yeah. I love props.
that's awesome. How did you like? Do you just naturally now you feel comfortable in going outside of even okay? Well, they say not to do this, but it really feels right here. Do you just are you able to trust that? And kind of where did that develop in
Yeah.
the process for you?
I don't know what clicked with me. Okay, so I took a one. I've only taken like one commercial acting class in my life, maybe two commercial acting classes in my life. And the last one I took was with Annie Karstens. She's amazing. You should look her up. She's great. She teaches through Margie Haber in
Oh,
LA.
okay, yeah.
And over the pandemic, I took a Zoom course with her. It was like commercial intensive. And the one thing I really took away from it was having a button like at the end. And it's so simple. It's so simple, but it just like completely changed my whole mindset. I'm like, wait, wait, I can add my own words? Are you kidding me? So as soon as I did that, I think I like unlocked something in my mind and I just completely ran with it.
So real quick, because honestly, it was a question. Can you explain what a button is? Like, because I think a lot of people don't really even know, like how you said, oh, I can do that.
Yeah,
So for either the people that aren't actors or actors that just don't know, can you go ahead and explain what that is?
sure. Okay. So a button is where at the very end of your audition, you can add like even just a look, like kind of like a, or some, I don't know, something. But what I like to do is add like like maybe one sentence of dialogue that I feel like the character would say in that situation. And the thing is like in my head, never make it negative, maybe highlight the product or just like kind of make fun at the situation. And I think it just like tickles them. They're just like, oh, that's funny, and then they remember you. Like, what else could she improv, if we took her in for a callback?
I like
And then when I do the
that.
callback, yeah, it kind of opens their mind up a little. I don't know, maybe. But and then when I do the callback, I do maybe a different button, or if I really feel like that button I use, that little tidbit of dialogue at the end, the little improv, I'll reuse that. But a lot of times I have like 2 or 3 buttons in my pocket. I'm like, okay, they're ready to go. And I practice them a couple times. And then they're like, okay, go. And I do one. And they're like, okay, can you do it again? But like faster. And I'm like, okay, this faster one, I'm going to use this one, and change it up. So that way they think like, whoa, she can think on her feet like crazy, which I can, I think maybe.
I think you can.
It helps.
I think you can.
It helps. Yeah. So buttons, and then even I don't know what it would be called, like a pre-button. I don't know. Sometimes I add dialogue at the beginning to kind of like get into it. Yeah.
That's awesome. And those are good. I mean, a lot of people, some people can just do things naturally. They don't always need different classes, but that's a really cool thing about classes, is that you might take a long course and you find that one thing, and that one thing can just open up doors for you, or just really you can connect with. So yeah, that's super powerful.
Yeah, who would have thought? I like the whole course was great, but it was just that one thing. And then yeah, I think a couple months later I booked OfferPad. And a couple months later I booked Hulu. And I was just having fun. I was like, you know what? Caution to the wind. And then I also bought those clip and bangs. And I swear people love, especially commercials. They love the clip and bangs. They're like, oh my God, she's so relatable. As soon as I clip those bangs in, wow. I thought, oh, these are $115. Is this worth it? Oh yeah, they were worth it.
That's awesome. What I'm really getting from you is try things,
Yeah.
keep going. What do you personally do? What do you personally do in those moments where it gets hard? Do you have a support system? Do you have just a process for yourself, or is it just like, hey, I'm in this for the long haul?
Yeah, I think, okay, so you go through different moments where you're not booking anything and you're just like beating yourself up because you're like, what is it? Am I like bad? Like what's going on? I feel like, and it's really bad. I feel like I do this like every other day, all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, what if I'm bad? You're just driving. You're like, am I terrible? And then you're going through all the things like, I'm a terrible actor because I did that one thing one time and no, that was just a fluke. I don't know. And then you just have to stop that train. It's like a runaway train. You got to just stop it and be like, okay, I'm great. Even if you don't believe it in that moment, because every time I have to say,
keep saying it. Yeah.
I'm great. I'm amazing. Like my poor boyfriend, I do this to him all the time. I'm like, they put me on a veil, but they didn't want me because I'm awful. And he's like, no. I'm like, I'm great, right? And he's like, you're great. I'm like, I'm amazing. And he's like, yes. And I do like that I'm amazing, even if I don't believe it. But it's hard. It's really hard.
I love that, because it's so important to do and to get that shifting of the energy. And I love that he supports you. Like, oh, yes, you are. That's so wonderful.
It's one thing, like he always says, he's like, he's like, you would never say these things to me. Like, why are you being so mean to the person that I love? And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, I love myself. And the people that I love, why would I wouldn't say like, you wouldn't dare. You are awful. I would not even try ever again. No, I wouldn't say that to anyone. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
He's so smart. Very awesome. And we got Keely Bright here, another amazing comedian. She's like, haha, I love it. The flip and bangs. That's awesome.
Oh, I've said that to you, Josie. Yeah, I've said you're terrible, my friend. Horrible things, awful things. Oh my God. Aw, everyone's here.
Yep. Ton of support. That's awesome. So where can people go to find you, check out your awesomeness, support you? And is there anything you're like, you need to go watch this, especially if you're running a multi-cam type operation and you want to hire me, go here.
Yeah. Okay, I just really have my Instagram right now. I've been trying TikTok. Oh, I've been trying. I had one viral video, and it's just because they thought it was real. It was just one of my sketches. Or no, I said sketches, and they're like, "You're an idiot. You mean skets?" And I'm like, "God, I hate TikTok." Oh my God.
Yeah. Just stay like Instagram's working, I think. I would stay there, and you have a great link in bio with a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So
I love Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram's where I go. And there's one of my favorites is the POV of the roommate. If your roommate's an actor.
That one
I saw what my dad was living with me, and I'm like for the longest time I wouldn't go out and warn him, and I'm like, he's probably like, what is going on in there?
Screaming.
And it was so the same thing, because it would be like real short sentences, because you didn't want to go into the full thing, and it's just like this little tiny sentence of what you're doing.
I'll be screaming and barking like a dog. Okay, just give me 15 minutes, and then God.
And the outfits you come out in, you're like, yes.
Yeah. They're like, we need you in a 1930s outfit, and we want you to bark like a dog. I was like, oh, okay, please give me the job. Oh my God.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to share on here?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess just like, we got this, you guys. You just keep going. Every day I'm like, ugh. What if I just had a 9 to 5? You know, you look at your bank account and you're like, maybe, and you get that idea. And then you take an acting class or something, you're like, oh no, forget it. I am an actor. Okay. Yeah.
No, you just visualize those hours. Like, I can't just go to the gym at 11 o'clock.
And then I visualize myself looking at a TV, being like, I hate those actors, because I'm stuck in the office. Oh God. And then now I'm like, my grandchildren, I'm always telling them, like, back in the day, I used to do commercials. I don't want to be that person. So I'm going to keep going.
Yes. So many amazing tips, and really, yes, do all of those things. If you're going into comedy or drama, everyone watching, thank you so much. It's Becky Jo Harris.
You're amazing, Melanie. This is great.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I look forward to you blossoming. I will find you in your commercials and love everything to support you. So thank you so much. Continued success. So thank you so much. Thanks everyone for
Thank you guys. Bye.
Have a good night, everyone.